Hey guys, today I'm going to share to you the things that I learned and experienced on pulling from event banners in this game. If you've experienced pulling from these banners, then you've already had your fair share of the wins and lose and the excitement of seeing your wishes turn to gold. As it is, wishing on these banners are always a rush. But how do you really get to build your character's theme from random luck of these seemingly enticing banners that are actually designed to empty your wallets? These are 5 tips for you to get the most out of your pulls and get ahead of your game. Timestamps are available for each tip, so feel free to skip the tips you feel you already know. If you're a whale and you just want to collect all the characters, then by all means do as you please and collect every character there is. However, if you're an F2P player or even a low spender, the harsh truth is it won't be efficient for you to pull on every banner that comes out. Chances are very low and you have to have extreme Giga Chad luck to get all the characters on every banner with just a handful of fates to pull with. Looking at the math, to get a guaranteed 5-star on a character event banner using the pity system, you would need 180 wishes or 28,800 primogems. This is roughly about $300 and if you don't have the resources, then you will end up just getting frustrated trying to get all the characters. Now, truth be told, you don't need every character that will get released in the game. No, you don't. If you hold on to this belief, you have better chances of having more fun and getting better focus on building a solid team. You can enjoy playing and pretty much clear any content in the game, even the Spiral Abyss, which is a handful of your favorite characters. If you think that you need a specific character from an event banner to beat the Spiral Abyss at that time, then you're getting debated. The Spiral Abyss changes over time, in which the time frame of these changes are almost in sync to the time event banners are also released. If you look closely, the Spiral Abyss mechanics are directly designed in a way where the character on the event banners at that time will shine. The game specifically do this for you to think that you need the character from the banner to beat the hardest content in the game. So when you think that way, you will have to swipe and pull for the banners and then you just get cheat. But you're smarter than that. And you know that there are always several strong alternatives that you can use that you already have in your team. It just takes a little patience in building these characters, and there are always guides you can use to build the best team out of the characters you already have. There are even totally F2P players that can beat the Spiral Abyss 36 stars with a handful of characters, including the free ones you get. As an example, the boost in Spiral Abyss at the time I'm recording this video includes Pyro and Cryo damage boosts. Looking at the banners, Ayaka and Yoimiya are the rated up new characters you can get when you wish on these banners, making you think that you need them to beat the Spiral Abyss. Plus, you will see all sorts of videos having Ayaka and Yoimiya just decimating the enemies in the Abyss. This is a perfect setup for you to get debated. Now take a deep breath and do take note. These videos are probably players who really saved up for these characters and they already skipped a banner or two. Or they could also be whales who just pulls for every character and have the resources to do those kinds of spending. Or they are content creators that earns money from making videos and invest on pulling from all the banners to make character guides every time there's a new character. These are most likely the reasons they have those characters. So don't go on thinking that like them, you need these characters for you to enjoy the game and beat the contents, because you're just fine right now and you're doing well with what you have. Beating the Spiral Abyss takes time because your progress is mostly resin gated and you require more time to build your characters. So don't rush on beating the Abyss, because whether you like it or not, eventually you will be able to 36 stars this Abyss when you've already invested enough time and resources. Focus on building your team and your artifacts. Beating the Abyss automatically comes with it. Lastly, most often than not, you already have amazing alternative characters that can maximize the Spiral Abyss boost like these. Kaya and Xiangling, for example, for the current Abyss in this time, when you build them right, these characters can take you everywhere. Now that you know that you don't need every character, it's time to figure out which characters you actually need to pull for, or at least could be a very good investment for your team. Basic team composition includes main DPS, sub DPS, healer or shielder, and supports. There are also a lot of guides out there that you can check to see what are the best roles of the characters you have or the characters that you will pull on the banners. Check your current character roster. What characters do you have? Who are your main DPS characters? Do you enjoy playing those main DPS? Because you will mostly have them on field doing damage. What kind of supports do you need for those main DPS? You have to ask these questions so you can better decide which characters to pull. And besides those questions, one other important thing to consider is the 4-star characters lineup on the banner you will pull for. The 4-star characters might not be as hype as the 5-star in that banner, but these 4-star characters surely plays a big role on your team comp. These 4-star characters can actually make or break your team when it comes on beating the Spiral Abyss. And for me personally, I pull on banners when I see that the 4 stars are also those that I need on my team. Currently, the 5-star characters I pulled from event banners are Ganyu, Hu Tao, Zhongli, Eula, and recently Kamisato Ayaka. And from all these banners, the 4-star characters are also those that I wanted for my team. I pulled for Ganyu since I wanted the Cryo DPS at that time and I wanted to get Xiangling Constellations and Xinqiu. I was able to get 4 copies of Xiangling, which got me to her C4 from Ganyu banner, and also got a Xinqiu. I don't need Noelle, but 2 out of 3 plus Ganyu is a good pull banner for me. I also wanted to pull for Xiao, but I only wanted Diona at that time for Ganyu as a support. I also want to build Beidou, but from my current team during Xiao's banner, my main DPS are Diluc and Ganyu, so I don't really need Beidou at that time. She's a 4-star character, so she will most likely come around again. Next comes Hu Tao's banner. I already have a Pyro DPS, but I liked Hu Tao's playstyle from the trailers. I considered 2 things from this banner before pulling. First, if Hu Tao can output more damage than Diluc, then I'll pull on that banner. Not necessarily because I wanted Diluc to be power crept, but since I liked Hu Tao's playstyle, it would be counterproductive to change my Diluc as main DPS with a lower DPS output. I also waited to see the 4-star characters on that banner, and luckily it turned out that 3 out of 3 of those characters are those that I need. So it was a good decision for me to skip Xiao and save for Hu Tao. The 4-star characters are important since if I end up not getting the 5-star, I am still able to upgrade my progress by getting constellations of the 4 stars that I am building on my team. After getting Hu Tao, I am already satisfied with my DPS characters, so I am now building my supports. Luckily, Venti and Zhongli had a rerun, but this time I might not have enough primos to get both of them, so I need to skip one. These are both Archon banners and both broken characters when it comes to support. This time, I decided to skip Venti banner and Child's banner just to save up enough primos to get guaranteed Zhongli. Venti's crowd control is unmatched, yes, and it makes Spiral Abyss levels easy mode, but I decided I can live without Venti, but Zhongli is definitely a must pull for me. I mostly do overworld farming and Zhongli's utility can help me do it with ease. Also, I am not that good at dodging, and I figured having a strong shield can actually increase my DPS output since I can focus more on my attacks and skills rather than dodging. Plus, Zhongli is considered to be the best all-around character in the game at that time, and maybe until now. For the next banner, I also got Eula even though it was just after Zhongli's banner. I just got lucky with that since I decided to pull on that banner to get constellations of Xinqiu and Beidou. Yes, I decided to pull for that banner even though those that I wanted are just the 4 stars. I actually wanted to lose the 50-50 to get a guaranteed pull on the next banners, but I ended up getting Eula and only 1 Xinqiu, 2 Beidou, and 6 freaking Xinians. When you pull for 4 stars like what I did, it can be even more terrible than pulling for a 5-star because there's no guarantee that you will get the 4-star that you want. So be careful with that as you may end up messing up your plans for the next 5-star that you really want to pull for. I skipped Klee's banner and Kazuha's banner. I don't need Klee and I only wanted Fischl's constellation on that banner, so there's not much value for me on that banner and I decided to skip. Kazuha's banner was really very tempting for me. I saw what Kazuha can do, and it turned out he's a very strong Anemo support and also a great unit for exploration. But from the banner, I only wanted Bennett's Constellation. I don't plan on building Razor, and Rosaria is a good unit, but I have enough cryo supports for now. So I just skip on Kazuha, but to be honest, I really wanted Kazuha too. As a result, I ended up having enough primos for Inazuma banners. This time, I pulled for Ayaka, and I will discuss the reason for this on the next tip. Ayaka's banner is almost a skip for me if not for Ayaka herself. Sure, Yanfei and Ningguang are strong DPS characters, especially Ningguang. And also Chongyun is also a very unique support because of his cryo infusion buff. But I'm not building Ningguang yet, and Yanfei is also not my priority. Chongyun is only the 4-star character that I need to get in this banner. However, Ayaka's entire kit is uniquely broken in my opinion. Not gonna lie, when it comes to DPS capabilities, she doesn't surprise as much as her cryo rival Ganyu, but she's not far off in Spiral Abyss potential. But that's just a bonus for me, as I see her kit to be quite a big addition to my team and character rosters. First, Ayaka applies cryo so fast that she can perfectly fit to the strongest team comp metas in the game. She's a great boost in DPS for Melt Shangling team comp, as her cryo attacks are also heavy DPS. Ayaka is also a new meta for freeze comp, in which she is also perfect for. Her burst skill requires a bit of a stationary target to get the highest damage output, and freeze is perfect for this. Another one to add in her unique cryo application is the fact that the game is leaning towards producing heavily shielded enemies. The Hydro Abyss Herald is an example of this that gives the most problem for a lot of players in getting their 36 stars on the recent Abyss floors. Having Ayaka in your character rosters, the Hydro Abyss Herald could be the easiest floor you could clear, no cap. Though there are a lot of alternatives for this like Chongyun and Kaya and Ganyu, there can be a lot of debuff like the Hydro debuff, which can make it difficult for most characters to apply cryo onto the enemy. But with Ayaka, her ability to apply cryo just with her dash plus cryo infusion to her normal and charge attacks is almost a future-proof solution for upcoming new harder enemies with Hydro shields and harder floors with Hydro debuffs on the Spiral Abyss. Another one I've noticed is the Battle of Traveler with Raiden Shogun in the recent Archon quest. I personally didn't expect that the game would totally shut off skills and burst in given situations to ramp up the difficulty of the battle. Though it is not an endgame content yet and it was just in a scripted Archon quest, seeing this can make you think that it is also another difficulty mode they can throw at us players in the future. The only thing I could think about beating a content like that is through physical DPS for Ganyu and now Ayaka. Since I am not a whale, it's also important for me if a character's kit has a lot of potential without constellations. Getting constellations of 5-star characters for F2P and low spenders is agreeably a myth. So if the character's potential is locked behind its constellations, then sometimes there can be a feeling of missing out, as you will surely see a lot of showcases of the same character you got, only they hit harder and you don't, making you feel less good about the character that you just happily got. Though you're not supposed to think that way, I know sometimes it can be helped, and that's also one reason why I like Ayaka's kit. She's the perfect C0 character. Yes, her constellations can be good, but you can definitely output her strongest potentials at C0. There are a lot of viable 4-star weapons for her as well. The Blackcliff Sword is her best in slot of the 4-star weapons and is F2P obtainable from the shop. You can actually see a lot of showcases of Ayaka slicing bosses and the Abyss using just 4-star weapons. Her best in slot artifact set is the 4-piece cryo set, which allows her to build massive crit damage because this set already provides up to 40% crit rate plus 15% more crit rate if you team her up with another cryo like Leona, which is also perfect as her cryo battery. Not to mention, the cryo set domain is one of the best domains you can farm, as both artifact drops are very useful in a lot of characters. I farmed this domain for several weeks and I can say that my resins were very well spent. This might have been a very long discussion, but I think this is the one tip that can be very useful to help you decide if a character is a good pull for you. Check for a character's entire kit and not only the DPS capacity, because in gacha games, DPS capacity can be easily power crept like these once the game decides to release another character hitting harder numbers, but to power creep an entire kit is reliably far off. This can be true for characters like Zhongli and Venti. It's going to take a lot to power creep Zhongli's shield, Venti's crowd control, and even some other character with irreplaceable utilities like Xingqiu, Bennett, and Shangling. Pulling or wishing on a banner every time your Primogem counter hits 160 might not be an efficient way of spending your hard-earned primos if you want to really build a solid team of characters. There's actually a way for you to get a good amount of characters, weapons, and constellations provided that you stick to the strategy, and that is to plan for a banner that you will pull on and save as much Primogems as much as you can until that banner gets released. This will absolutely increase your chances of getting the characters that you really want. So how do you actually save up that much Primogems? First step is to understand that you don't need all the characters to build a strong team, and you can't actually get them all unless you're a whale. Now with that in mind, there is always a banner for you that is a hard skip or pass. I recommend that you pull on a banner if you really like the character, you've done a fair amount of research, and you've already watched reviews, putting you to a conclusion that this character is perfect for you and your team, and not only because you heard that this character is going to be broken or your friends have them. If you think that this character is not for you and the 4-star characters are also not going to benefit your team build, then it's a skip or pass. And for sure, there will always be a banner for you that is a hard skip or pass. Use those opportunities to save up for the next banners and get as much Primogems as you can during the duration of those skipped banners. One thing that you can always keep in mind is that there are always events in the game that lets you earn a good amount of Primos. Events are actually the staple source of Primogems and other resources. If you're F2P, the Primogems earning you can save for every patch update is about 10,000 Primogems by completing the events, doing your dailies, and beating the abyss. And there are at least 2 banners on every patch update. With this in mind, you can now calculate how many banners you can skip and how many primos you can save to get guaranteed 5-star pulls using the pity system. Though there's still the dreaded 50-50, at least you can plan out your pulls instead of trying to get lucky and ending up getting frustrated because you only got some debate clubs and barbaras. There are even F2P players that saves up and skips on several banners until they can guarantee 2 or 3 5-star pulls. And I'd say the discipline on this is worth it at the end. I believe this is a good strategy to get good characters and constellations even being F2P or low spender. Whales pull a lot on every banner, so they also got the most constellations of their 4-star supports. F2P players and low spenders won't be able to compete with this, so you won't get as much characters with constellation. However, saving up your primos to the point that you get as much as 90 pulls for guaranteed pity also gets you several 4-star constellations of the rate up 4-star characters and some bonus 4-star weapons too. This enables you to unlock the true potential of your team comp, especially if the banner you choose have your most desired 4-star characters. So every time you do this, you would have a reliable and enjoyable pulling session from a banner that you saved up for so long, applying a solid plan and strategy. And lastly, just so you can counter your feeling of missing out, it's good to be aware that based from the current trend of character event banners, the rate up 5-star characters can come back in the reruns after several patches. The 4-star characters that you miss gets to be rated up again even sooner just after a few banners, so you don't really miss out a lot by saving your hard-earned Primogem until the time comes that a perfect event banner comes for you. This tip might seem very cliche and basic, but to be honest, things couldn't get more real than this tip. First things first, there will be many guides, speculations, and reviews of every different characters and weapons that comes out on these banners. But my advice for you would be, if you like the character, the gameplay, and it's going to be your perfect waifu or husbando, then pull for that character. Spend those primos for the characters that you will enjoy having and playing. At the end of the day, it's all about how you will enjoy playing the game, meta or not. To make you worry less, it's a fact that with the right build, the right investment on weapons, artifacts, and talents, you can enjoy the character that you love playing to clear any content in the game. Take for example the current character banner Yoimiya at the time I'm recording this video. At this time, this banner is not getting as much hype as compared to previous main DPS character banners like Ganyu, Xiao, and Hutao. Poor Yoimiya. Maybe she got jinxed because she gets to be released on Amber's birthday. There's a lot of discussion from the community on why Yoimiya's banner could be a skip for most players, primarily because The next banners after this one is rumored to be the anniversary banners with Electro Archon, Raiden Shogun, and our new 5-star Barbara Kokomi with Koju Sara. A lot of players will opt to save for Raiden Shogun banner since it's an Archon character, in which when we base it from the trend, Archon characters tend to always be broken in one way or another. Another reason here is that the 4-star characters in this banner are less likely sought after characters, so with this in the way, Yoimiya's banner is speculated to be a hard big skip. But setting aside those discussions and speculations, if you loved playing Yoimiya from her quest and you think she's going to be one of your favorite waifu, or you like her character design and gameplay mechanics, then don't hesitate and go ahead and pull for her. I personally liked her attacking mechanics. I've played physical DPS machine gun official, and Yoimiya's attack for me is satisfying because of those rapid damage numbers. So it's one reason for me to pull for her regardless of what others think. So if you think that you will enjoy playing a character like Yoimiya, pull for her, invest on her, build a team around her, and you will surely have fun playing with the character you love. In my experience, regret comes only to those characters and weapons that I expected to have bigger numbers, but not with those characters that I already enjoy playing regardless of their damage output. Choose to pull the characters that you will enjoy playing, not only because they have insane damage numbers or because they are hyped by your friends or even the whole community. And there you have it. These tips are also based from my own experience as a player who started as F2P, and eventually I decided to get Battle Pass and Welkin Moon so I can save up for more characters, since I like to play with new characters and enjoy building them. Not that I need all the characters I pull for, but I enjoy experiencing new ways of team and character building. And again, even F2P players can build solid enough teams to beat the hardest contents of the game with the right strategies and discipline, and yes, maybe a bit of luck too. Just remember, you're just fine on where your progress is right now. It just takes time. You don't need to get a lot of characters to build a strong team. Plan and save up for the character that you really like, and at the end of the day, do what you like regardless of guides like these, as for the reason that it's a game and your main goal is to enjoy and have fun doing what you like. I hope these topics have helped you in any way, and please drop a like if you think these contents are good, and subscribe to the channel for more contents like these. Leave your thoughts, questions, and suggestions on the comments down below, and we'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.